Hi, welcome to Bruce's Garage. I'm Bruce and this is my garage. Are you looking for a spray-on type ceramic coating that has durability of almost maybe 18 to 24 months? Are you looking to make that application really easy for yourself? Or maybe you're a pro and you're looking for a new product that you can offer to your clients that's lower cost, takes less time for you, but is an entry-level solid ceramic coating. Not just something you spray, but something that actually lasts and truly is ceramic based. Well, if you are, then Armour Detail Supply's PHOBIC, their brand new spray-on coating I've got right here, comes out September 12th at 7 p.m. Comes in a bottle, 90 milliliters. I'm going to tell you more about it. So come on in the garage today and let's learn about PHOBIC. So what's the PHOBIC? What's PHOBIC all about anyway? Well, this spray-on coating comes in this bottle, 90 milliliters, comes with 2 spray heads, and basically you can get probably 6+ vehicles. You could coat 6+ vehicles with this one bottle of coating. Similar to if you've used Can Coat by Geon, which I have used a couple times. Pretty easy to apply. You can use PHOBIC by essentially spraying onto an applicator and then applying that applicator to the surface in a similar fashion that you would in the traditional coatings. But it's very easy to apply and pretty durable, reportedly 18 to 24 months. So I thought, let's give this a shot today. I've got a Kia Sorento here that is all polished. I've washed, decontaminated, both chemically and mechanically. I have panel prepped using Armour Detail panel prep spray. So we've got all of that. The vehicle's sitting here in the garage. It is ready to go. It has been begging for PHOBIC. So I'm going to jump right in and we're going to do PHOBIC. All right, so I thought we'd start out. We're going to apply PHOBIC up all along this trim up here, or this part of the door and body. So I've got a small applicator. Basically, I put one of the sprayers on, so one of the spray tops on PHOBIC, and shake well, as you would do with any type of coating. Now, one of the things you have to remember with a spray coating is I don't want to be up here spraying on the applicator, because then I'm just going to be spraying it on the surface. So I have to do that away from the vehicle. And I'm going to prime the pad just like we would with a regular coating and spray about 5 times. So you can apply this kind of how you would apply a wax, where you're just circling on the surface. And I can see a little bit of it going onto the surface. Again, you don't need very much of this. And I know when I talked to Armour Detail Supply, they said you're going to find yourself using more than you need to. Less is definitely more. I want to make sure I've covered all the area. You can do this on glass. You can do this on plastic, so the trim. All right, so now we're going to wait about a minute, 45 seconds to a minute. And then I will take my short nap microfiber and level it. And then I will follow that up with a more plush, longer nap microfiber, just like I would with a regular coating. But this is real easy to do. And at 90 milliliters in the bottle, again, you can get a fair amount of vehicles out of it. So if you have multiple cars in your family, or if you're a pro, or even if you're a weekend warrior and you do a few cars a month, this is a great option. And what you're looking for basically is you want to see the coating start to bead up, which I am seeing a little bit over here. And once you see that, you can take the short nap microfiber and again, level this. And when I say level, what we're doing is spreading whatever remaining coating is there to make sure that all the surface that I'm trying to coat is evenly coated. If I fail to wipe and really remove that excess, if you will, then I'm going to have high spots where you'll see coating that will cure in place and it will not look good. So you want to catch those spots first. This is very slick, as most coatings are. Doesn't feel a whole lot different than any other coating in terms of the typical slickness. Does have some nice gloss. I'm going to follow that up with my long nap microfiber. And again, if I was on a bigger panel, I would probably be doing more of the circular motions. And that looks great so far. And I don't know, you probably can't see, but on this towel, it's not wet. That's a good sign. Generally, you don't want the towel to be really wet. It means I probably put too much coating on. All right, so now I'm going to apply right in this area here that I have not done. Just shaking the bottle again just to make sure. And I'm going to spray away from the vehicle. And this time I'm only going to have to use 1 or 2 sprays on the pad. And honestly, that gave me plenty of coating on this applicator. You can also use a larger applicator. That's certainly up to you. And you could use a different type of applicator. If you wanted to use a suede applicator on a block, you could do that. I'm going to coat this metal trim right here. You can coat, as I said, plastics. You can coat taillights, headlights. All of that can be coated. So I'm going to do this metal up here too. We'll see how that works. I'm going to let that flash and then we will do our 2-towel wipe. I can already start to see a little bit of beading. Make sure that when you are leveling, you're overlapping, because that's often where you do get high spots. I'm going to follow this up with my second microfiber here. I'm going to go to that metal up on top in just a second. This has got a really nice gloss. You don't have to polish a vehicle before you coat. The idea of that is you just want your paint to look as good as either your client or as you want it to look. But there's no requirement that says you have to polish. And again, following it up with a second microfiber. All right, I'm going to work on this area right here. So again, I'm picking kind of small areas. One, it's easier to demonstrate that for you, as well as it keeps me controlled to know where I have coated. So I'm going to spray again, but I'm going to spray this off camera here because I don't want to spray against the vehicle. Otherwise, I'm going to be overspraying with coating. And I did 2 sprays. Honestly, I think I probably can start doing 1. And I got really close to the applicator itself. And I'll show you that next time on camera here. I'm going to coat this trim as well down here at the bottom. I have a habit of not applying coatings using circular motion, so I have to remind myself to do that. I think it is a good way. I just have never gotten in the habit of doing that. I always do a typical crosshatch pattern, but a lot of coatings do suggest the circular motion, and I think that's one because people are very familiar with it, but also because it ensures a pretty good coverage. It's harder to miss spots. Now, I'm having a hard time seeing some of the beading. I do see a little bit here. If you have a hard time seeing it, it's okay. Time probably around 45 to 60 seconds and you'll be fine. This is a pretty easy coating to apply. It was designed to be very easy to apply. And I can see some beading up in here. It's not quite as noticeable. I think partly because I'm not applying a lot, which I think is good because I can see the coating, but also I'm on a white vehicle, which is a little bit harder to see. Again, I'm going to do my circular motions to ensure that the coating is evenly spread. Then I can take my second microfiber. This is again like a safety, so I'm making sure that there's no coating that is still liquid on the surface. The other thing that's kind of cool with PHOBIC, it cures in 4 hours. You could actually wash your car in 24 hours if you wanted. Right, now that I'm moving over to the hood here, I'm going to switch over to a larger microfiber. I could have done that right from the beginning, but partly I wanted to show you that you can use smaller microfibers, you can use larger, you can use suede on block. So whatever your favorite applicator is, but I'm going to use the larger applicator for these surfaces. Since it's a new applicator that I just used, I'm now going to spray off away from the vehicle 5 times to prime the pad. And I will tell you that spraying into this larger applicator was a little bit easier than this small one. These are the no soak microfiber applicator pads, which have a plastic barrier so it doesn't get absorbed into the sponge part or the soft part of the microfiber or below the microfiber itself. So you can use a little bit less coating. I'm one of those guys that is hard for the less is more logic of coating, so I always have to be careful I'm not doing too much. And then when I don't think I've done enough, I want to do more, but I don't. I kind of let myself just less is more and remind myself of that. And not only less is more on these coatings in terms of their effectiveness, but the cost as well. You don't want to use more of something if you don't have to. Also, make sure you're wearing gloves anytime you're using chemicals, in particular coatings. There's solvents in those coatings, and you do not want that absorbed into your skin, which then gets absorbed into your body. Those are not good for you. And following that up with my plush microfiber. Hopefully you can see how easy this is, how honestly, if I was not doing this on camera, would be a whole lot quicker. I think you could do a car probably in 30 minutes, which I think is fantastic. Again, if you're a DIYer, you may enjoy it. You can go as slow as you want. If you're a pro, you know how important the amount of labor you're using to accomplish your objective. And so the shorter, the better, as long as it's a quality job. All right, I'm nearly completed with the vehicle, and I will give you a complete walkthrough of the vehicle so you can see it when it's done. But I got a tip for you that I wanted to show you. So when we're applying phobic and you're trying to get in small areas like this part of the grill that's plastic, these little dental swabs are perfect. And what I did was I sprayed a couple sprays on the swab, and then I was able to get in all of these little tight areas and go back and forth and coat. And then I could take my microfiber and just put my finger in there. And that way I could get in those small, tight spaces. And honestly, you can do this with any coating, not just phobic. But I haven't used these before for that purpose. I mainly use these when I was cleaning interiors in some real tight spots. I could put whatever cleaning solution on here, and then I could, because this conforms, it's just a little dental sponge. All right, well, as you can see, the vehicle is completely coated now with phobic. I will tell you that it was very easy to apply, very easy to wipe off. It is slick. It's got some decent gloss to it. I think phobic is going to be a game changer in terms of adding a spray coating to the market from Armour Detail Supply. So your options when you have the spray coating, remember that I can use this on any type of applicator that I want. It comes in a 90 ml bottle. I probably would use 10 to 15 mils per vehicle. It's a couple sprays at most each time that you're applying a panel. About 5 sprays when you're first priming your pad. Remember to spray away from the vehicle and keep it very close to the applicator because the spray will go into the air and then you're just losing coating. And spray away from the vehicle so that you're not getting overspray on the vehicle itself. I really appreciate Armour Detail Supply giving me an opportunity by sending me this coating in advance of it being released on September 12th. They had no expectations in terms of whether I did a video, whether I liked it or not. They haven't seen this video until you all do. So they've been great people to work with, and I appreciated the opportunity to try something a little bit different because it may be a match for some of you. You may prefer to use a spray type coating that reportedly will give you real life 18 to 24 months. We'll see how it does. This vehicle is not garage kept, so I will keep up with the owner and see how well it does with really being outside all the time. It's a very inexpensive way. So I talked to one detailer who's already got some of this that said he's charging clients $300 for it. And he's gotten like a lot of people that don't want to spend the larger dollars on a full regular type coating that will give multiple 4 or 5 year type durability. But this gives that 1 to 2 year durability. It's quick, 4 hours, cure time, and then it can actually get wet. And so I'm going to let this cure a little more. Then I'm going to use Amplify on top to help it cure as one of the recommendations. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with phobic. I use regular coatings more than a spray coating. So I don't know that it's a fit for me personally, but some people might like this. If I was doing professional detailing and wanted to offer a lower cost of entry, spray coating may be the way to go, given you can really move quickly. And being able to get 6 cars out of 1 bottle also makes the cost to the professional far less, both from a labor and supply perspective. So I hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek look at phobic. Again, it'll be released on Armour Detail Supply September 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern. By the way, you can use coupon code Bruce's Garage, all one word, for 10% off any item at Armour Detail Supply. And listen, I just really wish you guys, I want you to know how much I appreciate you watching. And I just really want you to go out in your garages, have fun, and detail. Thanks for watching and have a great day.